Yo, what is really good, my dudes? Today is Monday, May 14th, 2018, and we got another RuneScape update for y'all. So today we see the release of the Overgrown Idols Woodcutting training method and the return of the mental health awareness event. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's go.
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, we're going to start off with the Mental Health Awareness Week. So this year they focus on stress. In support of the week, there are 3 charities that have launched new events, and all the proceedings being donated will go to charity. If you want to partake in this, get in game and start earning XP, and you will find charity tokens, which can be handed in for new rewards. Earning these new baby Yeti pets, Percy and Scoop, which look pretty cool. You can earn charity tokens from today all the way up till 23:59 game time on the 20th of May. Additionally, each day you can speak to one of the 3 charity representatives who are found north of the Lumbridge crater, and they'll each have a new question for you to answer every day regarding mental health, and will award you with a prize if you answer correctly. Now, we've seen this before. It's pretty straightforward. Just collect all your charity tokens as you skill, etc., and you'll be able to get your hands on the rewards in no time. So that's pretty cool. The pets look awesome. Anyways, we're going to move on to the main game update, and that is Overgrown Idols. Now, I have talked about it on the channel in the past, but just to give you an overview, it is filling or bridging the gap between crystal trees and ivy. It is a level 81 woodcutting training method, so you will need 81 to participate in it. It is located on the east side of Karamja. Here are the 2 locations you're seeing on screen right here. There are only 2 Overgrown Idols, just so you know. And not only chopping them is some decent woodcutting XP, but once you clear the surrounding areas of the idol and chop the idol itself, you will then be given one of 5 random buffs, and those buffs are double cut rate, resulting in overall cutting of logs being much faster, a 10% increase to woodcutting success rates, a 10% chance to get double logs or cut twice on ivy, vines, crystal, etc., a 5% XP boost overall, and a log auto banking effect. Now, there is a Master Quest Cape requirement with this update. When you reach the idol, you have a chance of getting the lore book, and obtaining this book will give you insight to the Karamjan gods. However, collecting that book alone is a Master Quest Cape requirement, so make sure you go ahead and chopping those idols if you're after that cape or need to maintain it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward. Head on over to Karamja and start getting on with your wood cutting. With that out of the way, we're actually going to head over to the patch notes real quick and have a look at what we've got going on over there. So let's go ahead and check it out. First up, before we get started, they have added a new update today that adds restrictions to friends chats. So today and going forward, both Old School and RuneScape will have a requirement for any non-member accounts to have at least 150 total level in order to join and talk on friends chats. This is to prevent people who are creating multiple accounts and harassing friends chats and clan chats alike. So this will help mitigate that problem. Like I said, this is both Old School and regular RS3, so keep that in mind. There is no way to toggle this off for the players, but based on feedback, Jagex can change the levels, the limits, raise them if they need, or lower them if they need. So please do give your feedback if you're somebody who manages a friends chat, etc. That should help mitigate a lot of the spam and a lot of the trolling. So, I mean, fingers crossed, we'll see. But just want to let you know there's now that 150 limit that applies to only non-member accounts. And it's 150 total level. And that started already today with today's update. So, let's move on to the actual patch notes now. It's no longer possible to repeatedly start the graveyard cutscene during You Are It when repeatedly attempting to dig. Tweaked text in the Garden of Tranquility quest. You will now get treasure hunter keys on completion of the You Are It quest. Players will now be able to reclaim any lost trinkets after the You Are It quest. Fixed an issue with the bad advice cutscene in the Path of Gloffrey quest. Fixed an issue that stopped the progression of Devious Minds. Slightly tweaked the message given when attempting to open the chest at a Shattered Worlds checkpoint. You can no longer disassemble Lily of the Valley objects for invention components. Sealed clue scroll objects can now be distributed through loot share with respect to each player's individual clue scroll soft cap. Blue will now output your total clues completed when using him as a familiar override. In preparation of Solak's release at the end of the month, Blight Bolts have been added to drop tables on the Lost Grove creatures. Blight Bolts will be the ammo used in the new Tier 92 Blight-bound crossbow. Removed some "your pouch is full" and "your pouch has no essence left in it" messages from runecrafting pouches. When an item is below 5% item charge, it'll now tell you what percent charge it has remaining when it is equipped. New players will now go to Tutorial Island by default instead of Ashdale if they select the new or returner option at character creation. New players that elect to skip the tutorial will still go to Berthorpe. Pack Pig, Prayer Pig, and War Pig familiars life points now scale with level. Hit splats, which you can toggle for other player ability damage, will now slightly be faded to help yours stand out a bit more. A purple hit splat has been added. Stuns are now cleared when transitioning Telos from phase 4 to 5. Resolved an issue that would allow the use of Bladed Dive without meeting the level required. Added extra code for date of birth checks. It's no longer possible to receive action bar share offers containing lodestones you have not yet unlocked. We have updated the icons for group chat and group chat list. The Lily of the Valley has disappeared for another year. Charging your jewelry at the Legends Guild totem pole while having charged combat bracelet or skills necklace will no longer revert them to uncharged versions. Standardized naming conventions and fixed some grammatical oddities for the gnome cocktail objects. Floor 60 will now have a chance to drop M and Thok letter part 10 as well as Mysterious Chronicle part 30. The Tiny Death, Twitching Orb, Anima Creature, and Abyssal Hound familiar overrides now all output their usual examine text when overriding familiars. Gaps will no longer occasionally appear in the chat box in Legacy Interface mode or in the chat input fields in non-Legacy Interface mode. The reward for completing the post-quest activity for You Are It is now keepsakeable. You are in the know. The quest journal for You Are It has been updated with information. Fixed numerous client crashes that could occur in specific locations, and finally fixed an issue where ping was missing from the display FPS console commands. And that is it for your patch notes. Links to the game update as well as the patch notes will be down in the description below if you want to go check those out for yourself, so head on over there to do so. And that will wrap it up for the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you are not subscribed yet and you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then do hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I am out. Peace.